Alright, got Ben on the front with me. Welcome aboard. I'm Richie. We got Thomas back there. Aloha. Welcome aboard. Alright, now we got Angela with us. Welcome aboard, Angela. I'm Richie. And Lydia, welcome aboard. And Jonathan with us now. One more to go. Alright, now we got Jamie. Everybody's on board. Alright, aloha kakiako le keke ko uino a pehea oe. That's Hawaiian for good morning, my name is Richie. If you can hear me okay, just smile. Alright, nice smiles we got there. Have any of you been on the helicopter before? Some have, okay. Everybody received the safety briefing in the lobby, correct? Perfect. So the first couple minutes of the flight, I won't be talking to you. I'll be busy talking to the control tower. Once we get clear of the airport, I'll turn the intercom on and I'll narrate the flight for you the whole time. You can see yourself on the monitor here. You're live on video. Everything you do will be held against you for use in the future. So I'll be making a video of the flight. You'll be in it. We also have 3 outside cameras to catch all the action. All the music and narration will be on the video too. Remember, don't stick your hands, feet, or head out of the helicopter. We're going over 130 miles an hour. That'd be very dangerous. Also, if you have a camera, don't just rely on the lander to keep it secure. Also, hold it with your hand. And we're ready to go. Hey, We're just waiting for our takeoff clearance for the tower now.
I saw the cane was pushed to the ground. The helicopter story. The guard was snooping around. Hey, the children, gotta move them before they die. You grab yours, I'll take mine. I gotta pull them in time before the cane fire. I gotta warn you about the cane fire. Burn, burn, burning from the cane fire. Gotta save those children. Prices every day getting higher. Won't last. Our money burned in the cane fire. Got the hungry babies and a rent to be paid. Right before the harvest, this is no time for a race. Save the children, gotta move them before they die. You grab yours, I'll take mine. I gotta pull them in time before the cane fire. I gotta warn you about the cane fire. Burn, burn, burning from the cane fire. Gotta save those. Oh, Kapamaya Kama, Hali Hali Maya Nalaikea. Hey, I love now, Halipo, and now Oya Kanipo, no, now Oya Kanipo, no. Oh, Kapamaya Kama, Hali Hali Maya Nalaikea. Hey, I love now, Halipo, and now Oya Kanipo, no.
Okay, back on the air with you. We're getting a little ways away from the airport traffic area now. So we're westbound on the North Shore, climbing another 1,000 feet. Yeah, about 100 miles an hour at the moment. You can drive around this end of the island going northwest to Lahaina. The road down there is paved the whole way. Takes a couple hours to get to Lahaina this way though. Two reasons why. One reason is the curves in the road. They're going to slow you down. But also there are sections of that road that's only as wide as one car. So some places you got to back up to let the traffic go by. But it is paved the whole way. And you can see the road just above the cliff that we're approaching now. And we're going to make a left turn here and head right up into the valley. The valley we're heading up into is called Waihe'e. Waihe'e in Hawaiian means slippery water. Valley got that name because we get so much rain in here that moss grows on the rocks, making it slippery to walk and hike up into the valley. Perfect view of the tallest waterfall on the island of Maui. Straight ahead of us, the back of this little side canyon. Waterfall back there plunges 1,250 feet to the bottom. Anybody having fun besides me? All right, good. We'll head further to the back of the valley here. Here on up, the only way to see this private valley is by helicopter. If you were hiking down there, the waterfalls are just too tall to climb over to get this far back. So we're going to go to the very back wall. Back right-hand corner of the valley over there, which is called the Wall of Tears. It's called that because the waterfalls you see back there, they don't flow from the top of the mountain. Instead, they come right out of holes in the porous lava rock. So it gives the appearance as though the mountain was weeping or crying. And that is how it got the name the Wall of Tears, straight ahead in the very back. So perfect view this morning, all the way to the back of Waihee Valley and the Wall of Tears. We can see the mountain on the top. It's such a clear morning today. Just think, everyone, this is where the stream begins, with the water flowing right out of the side of the mountain. We call this mountain range West Maui. It is the second wettest spot in the whole world, too. You get over 450 inches of rain a year on the top of the mountain. The wettest spot in the whole world, that would be the island of Kauai. Mount Waialeale gets over 600 inches of rain here. We're number 2 with more than 450. However, we were the wettest spot in the world one time, 1980. Oh, that was a wet year. 1980, we got over 600 inches of rain on the mountain. That's the only recorded time in history that Maui was the wettest spot in the whole world. So this mountain range, West Maui, it supplies most of the island of Maui with its drinking water supply too. About a half mile downstream, there's a small dam located down there. They actually divert part of the stream that goes through the mountain through a tunnel to the county water system from way up here in the valley. Get a good view of the Waihehe Valley Ridge Trail right on the top of the ridge to the left of us. Very popular hiking trail. It's so heavily traveled, looks like a dirt road. You see the people hiking out and down. And we'll go back down to the coast. We'll follow the cliffs as we head to the island of Molokai. Get some more views of the road down to the left. To the right down there as it winds its way through the gulches and the ravines on its way to Lahaina. As we go offshore here, we'll descend down to about 800 feet along the cliffs. These are the tallest sea cliffs on the island of Maui. Up ahead is going to top out at about 600 feet. But hey, we'll be looking at the tallest sea cliffs in the whole world. The North Shore of Molokai, where they plunge over 3,000 feet straight down. There's a single house on the top of the last peak over there, all by itself, surrounded by the pine trees, that brown house there on the very edge. Beautiful view from that home, but unfortunately no one lives there anymore. That home belonged to a chronic sleepwalker, but she's gone now. It's such a lame joke, I know. It's so lame, somebody wrote in the guest book in the lobby, they said I should write a book of dad jokes because they're so corny. And a new comment last week, or was it, oh, your jokes are so corny they need butter, they said. Hadn't heard that one before. On the return flight, we'll be flying along the same coast facing the other way. So when we do that, then we'll have the same views out the right side as we're getting out the left side at the moment. The knob-shaped mountain peak coming up next is Kahakaloa Point. Past that peak, we'll get a good look at Kahakaloa Village. Let's say you decide to drive around this end of the island. When you pass through Kahakaloa Village, then you know you're about halfway around the drive to Lahaina. This is also referred to as King Kahekili's Leap. That's because King Kahekili would cliff dive off lower sections of that pinnacle there before going to battle, as a sign of bravery to inspire his warriors. As line. You can see the little village of Kahakaloa down in the valley there. Now getting the halfway mark on the drive to Lahaina. Straight ahead is the end of the island up there, the northwest tip of Maui called Nakaleli Point. There is a blowhole located at Nakaleli Point. Just spouted. A blowhole, that's a hole in the lava rock that was formed when the lava flowed out into the ocean and left a hole or a puka in it. When the tide's high enough and the big swells come in, it'll force the water through the puka in that blowhole. It can spout like 100 feet in the air, but of course, depends on how high the tide is and how big the waves are. People park their cars along the road above the blowhole, then they hike down to it. They like to stand around it there and get sprayed by ocean water for free. It's probably the cheapest form of Maui entertainment. Just spouted again there straight ahead. Directly down on the left of us there. There it goes again. On the return flight, we'll put it out the other side, but right now we'll begin our journey across the channel to the island of Molokai. The group singing for us right now is called Navai'eha. In Hawaiian, that means the four waters. So that's actually my grandsons that are singing for us. So they came out with their first album in February of last year. Their album went #1 on the world music charts for about 2 months. Last year they won the Hoku Hano Hano Hawaiian Music Award for being the most promising musicians of the year. Pretty cool. They just released their second album last month. The name of this channel we're crossing, this is called the Pailolo Channel. In Hawaiian, Pailolo means crazy fisherman. The Hawaiians named it that because they thought anybody would have to be crazy to want to go fishing in this channel. The reason being, this channel can get extremely rough very quickly and without any warning at all. As far as the depth of the channel, it doesn't really get that deep, at least relatively speaking. Maximum depth of the Pailolo Channel just a little over 800 feet deep. 800 might sound deep, however, if we made a right turn and we went that way, just 2 miles, there it would drop to 18,000 feet deep. And that's because there are no islands or landmass to the north of us. It kind of makes 800 sound a little shallow when we compare that. The island of Molokai is the 5th largest Hawaiian island. It covers 260 square miles, 38 miles long, and 10 miles wide at the widest point. Population of Molokai just a little over 7,000 people, but has the highest percentage of people with Hawaiian blood. My mother-in-law is pure Hawaiian. Makes my lovely wife here half Hawaiian. Makes our kids quarter Hawaiian, but our grandkids are actually more than that because my sons-in-laws are about 3/4 Hawaiian. You do not come across very many pure Hawaiians anymore. Right now we're aimed directly at Turtle Rock. If you picture the small rock coming out of the ocean, there is the head of the turtle. A large rock is the back shell with a flipper extending towards us. When we come back from Molokai, we'll pass it on the other side. When we do that, it'll take on a different animal shape, but right now it looks like the sea turtle or the honu. Beautiful green pasturelands up on top of Cape Alava. They belong to Pu'uohoku Ranch, one of several cattle ranches located on Molokai. We're going to fly over the ranch and then above Halava Valley. Halava Valley is the very first place settled by the Hawaiians, who were the Polynesians that came here from the Marquesas Islands. They settled Halava Valley back in 650 AD. Once Molokai was settled, then they went to the other islands after that. Naturally, there is a road that comes all the way out here to Halava Valley. The road comes from the town of Konokakai, which is about 30 miles to the left of us. So the road follows the coast the whole way till it gets here to the ranch. Off the left, you see the road is just above the coast. Then it crosses the ranch in front of us. Then it'll go over there to the right until it zigzags back and forth down the steep valley wall and ends over to the right at the bottom of Halava Valley. So you can't drive past Halava Valley because at that point you would be at the tallest sea cliffs in the whole world, and naturally there are no roads out there at all. Come up to Halava Valley. Down on the right, you'll see two beautiful beaches down there at the entrance of the valley. Also down the right is where the road ends. You see it switching down the valley wall. And to our left, quite a bit of water coming down Halava Falls right now. Of course, the only thing keeping those waterfalls flowing is runoff rainwater from the forest above them. Sometimes you'll see people swimming down there in that bottom pond. You can actually hike to that pond from the coast. There's nobody swimming down there right now, but it's kind of early in the morning to breathe that ice cold water, of course. we'll head out of here. We'll go out to the North Shore now. Get a look at the tallest sea cliffs in the whole world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. So we're coming up on the tallest sea cliff in the whole world right now. On the left, got incredible view, looking 38 miles to the end of the island out there. That same view coming around to the right. Okay, everybody, so what would go really good with the tallest sea cliff in the world? How about the tallest waterfall in Hawaii? Right ahead of us there. There's two back there today because of the rain we got this morning. Plunge is 1,749 feet to the bottom.
Breaking through the clouds, a feeling you've known before. Mountains in the sea, held captive in timeless lore. Island in your eyes, paradise, calling you, calling me, Hawaii. Maile holds her breath, warm winds gently touch her soul. Sunshine from the heart, descending in magic. Island in your eyes, paradise, calling you, calling me, Hawaii.
Everybody still doing good? All right. Sometimes we'll see the mountain goats out here on the steep cliffs. So Molokai has wild goats, wild pigs, bighorn sheep, and even deer hunting. And you're probably as happy as I am that there are no snakes in the whole state of Hawaii. Unless you count lawyers, and there are thousands of snakes, otherwise no snakes. Let's see, we're hiking somewhere in Hawaii and you thought you got lost. Don't panic. Pretty hard to get lost hiking in Hawaii. You don't even use a compass here. You only have to remember one simple thing. Just keep moving downhill and eventually you'll fall off the island somewhere. Pretty hard to get stuck walking in circles on a steep slope. Hiking out of the mountain, you don't want to follow a stream. Problem with that is eventually you'll encounter a waterfall that'll be too tall to climb down. And the ones you did climb down, you probably can't go back up. And you'd be stuck at the bottom of a big gulch, you wouldn't be able to go anywhere. So not to worry, instead you just follow ridge lines. Ridges almost always go to the coast. And long before you would encounter the coast, you'd probably come across a jeep road or a hiking trail, because that's where they're located. They're on the ridges, not down at the bottom of the stream beds. We have a nice view from offshore, looking back up into Halava Valley where the very first subway was. So in the days of the early Hawaiians, there were over 5,000 people living in the valley then. Today, less than a dozen people live in there. There's a logical reason why the lack of people is because that valley does not have electricity. And most people don't want to live without electricity nowadays. So. We're going to leave the Friendly Isle behind us now. That is Molokai's nickname, the Friendly Isle. Every island has a nickname. Maui's nickname is the Valley Isle. We'll pass by Turtle Rock again, this time on the north side of it. We'll just look at the large rock. The small rock won't be part of the picture on this pass. When we get a beam and just start to pass it, it'll change shape. This time it will look like an elephant laying down on its right side. So the tail of the elephant is towards us. Back of the elephant curving up around to the front left where the head and the trunk is at. So it was a turtle, but now it's an elephant. He even has a smile there, pretty cool. So as we head across the channel, back to Maui, the Valley Isle, looking down the channel to the right, about 15 miles to the little island of Lanai way over there. Lanai's nickname is the Pineapple Isle. It got that nickname because Lanai had the largest pineapple plantation in the whole world on it, owned by Dole Pineapple Company. But it closed down, and what happened was foreign imported pineapples became cheaper than the ones grown here on the plantation, so it forced the plantations out of business. When the plantation was closing on Lanai, they built two beautiful resorts on the island. One at Manele Bay on a beautiful beach, and the other resort up in the town in Lanai City. And both of those resorts have been very successful in providing jobs to the people there that lost their pineapple jobs. Pretty small population to provide jobs for on Lanai, though. When I was in high school, the population of Lanai was barely at 2,000 people. But now we're talking more than 50 years later, population of Lanai barely at 3,000 people. They only gained 1,000 people in more than 50 years, so everybody knows everybody on that little rock. My wife and I and two of my grandkids spent Sunday on Lanai. A couple weeks ago, we caught the ferry from Lahaina, went over there. Our friend picked us up at the harbor. His car is a little more than 5 years old and only has 3,000 miles on it. He doesn't have any place to drive. There's only 30 miles of paved road on the entire island. But he's lucky he doesn't have to drive a lot because gas is pretty expensive there. It's sometimes over $6 a gallon. I filled up at Costco yesterday on the way to work. Costco right now is $2.94 a gallon. That's not too bad. Maui is the second largest Hawaiian island. Covers 728 square miles. Maui's 48 miles long. The narrowest part of the island of Maui is the Central Valley. It's only 7 miles across that narrow stretch that we took off from. Maui is bigger than the island of Oahu, though. And just think, Oahu has 10 times their population, over 1 million people there, versus about 145,000 living on Maui today. So that's one of many reasons that we use the local expression Maui no Ko'oi, which means Maui is the best of all. And it sure is. Maui has been voted the best island in the world like the last 10 years straight. I transferred us to Maui in 1966. I was 13 years old when we came. Population of Maui at that time was only 30,000. There were only 3 hotels on Maui then. Not a single condominium had been built yet, and we only had 3 traffic light signals on the whole island. All 3 were in the town of Wailuku, and they actually turned them off on Saturday and Sunday because there was no traffic. I had to imagine the island being that slow, isn't it? Those days, almost everybody worked in agriculture. 3 hotels didn't provide many jobs, but at that time we had 5 sugar mills operating full-time and 3 pineapple canneries. So you worked in a cannery or a mill or in the fields. That trend, though, has flip-flopped the opposite way now because the plantations have all closed down, so there are no more sugar mills or pineapple canneries anymore. So today, 90% of the jobs on Maui are visitor jobs. I believe I have a visitor job. So we're approaching Nakalele Point again where the blowhole is at. If you decide to drive out here and hike down to the blowhole, just don't get too close to the blowhole. A couple of years ago, a guy got too close to it. Somehow he fell in the blowhole, and of course he did not survive that ordeal. You see all the cars parked along the road above it, spouting on the other side of the rock there.
Listen to the whispering wind of the island. Come and hear the voices of a drifting sea.
All right, to beam it now. There you go. Well, there's hundreds of ferocious wild pigs up here in this rainforest. I know that because my father-in-law, he was one of the best-known wild boar hunters on the island of Maui. Hunted wild pigs his whole life. His father was a hunter before him. He taught me to hunt. I hunted with him for about 25 years. Biggest wild pig we ever caught, weighed over 350 pounds and had 3.5-inch tusks. That's one of the boar tusks there. You can hunt pigs all year round every day. No limit on pig hunting. Maybe we get lucky with the whales on the left here. Like the baby took a dive. Oh, there they are. There's two at least. Nice shot there. Good spot on the whales, Ben. Just ahead you can see where the rocks jut out into the ocean. There's some beautiful typos in those rocks. People refer to them as the olivine pools because they're kind of olivine green in color when the sunlight catches them just right. So you park along the road above them and hike down to swim in them. Of course, same time to swim in tide pools would be low tide, small waves. Not exactly right now. The one we're being right now, that's the most popular one for swimming. So if you want to find these tide pools, once you pass through that little village of Kahakalua, maybe another 8 more minutes driving along, you come to some signs on the road. Signs on the road actually say, do not go down there. But that's where you go, where it says, do not go. Smile for the camera, everybody. Aloha. Hope everybody had a great time. Hope you have a great time first time we get to visit our beautiful island. Hey, I guess I'm just stuck here the rest of my life. Another tough day at the office, but somebody's got to do it. I want to thank each of you for choosing to fly with us with Air Maui. Certainly do appreciate your business. Mountain range to our right. We were up in there at the beginning of the flight. West Maui is considered to be an extinct volcano. not possible for it to erupt again. That's not true for Haleakala, though. Mountain on the other side of the island, Haleakala, is a dormant volcano, so it could erupt again. The only active volcano in all of Hawaii, of course, is on the big island, Kilauea volcano. I gotta call the control tower now. I'll be talking to those guys from now until touchdown. Be touching down in about 4 minutes. And then I will talk to you again when we get on the ground.
Find me, oh,
Those and just remain seated in the helicopter and keep your safety belts on, please. Alright, mahalo nui loa, ahui ho malama pono. You take off your safety belt or your goggles and your headset. We'll wait for the ground crew. Thank you, everyone.